In the dynamic and often unpredictable world of business, having a robust risk management plan is not merely a luxury, but a necessity. An effective risk management plan can safeguard an organization from potential threats, capitalize on opportunities, and ensure long-term stability. Here is a step-by-step guide on how to create such a plan. 1. Define the objectives and scope. Before delving into risk identification and assessment, it is crucial to clearly define the objectives of the risk management plan. What is the organization trying to achieve? Is it protecting its financial assets, ensuring business continuity, or enhancing its reputation? For example, a financial institution may aim to minimize credit and market risks to maintain the stability of its balance sheet, while a software development company focus on protecting its intellectual property and meeting project deadlines. At the same time, determine the scope of the risk management plan. Will it cover all aspects of the organization, including different departments, business units, and geographical locations? Or will it be limited to specific projects, processes, or areas of high risk? Defining the scope helps in setting clear boundaries and ensures that all relevant risks are considered within that framework. 2. Identify risks. This is the foundation of any risk management plan. Risks can arise from various sources, both internal and external to the organization. Internal risks, operational risks. These include inefficiencies in business processes, such as bottlenecks in production lines, poor inventory management, or unreliable IT systems. For instance, a manufacturing company may face production delays due to outdated machinery or a lack of proper maintenance schedules. Human resources risks, high employee turnover, lack of key skills, or issues related to workplace safety can pose significant risks. A startup heavily reliant on a few key engineers may struggle if those individuals decide to leave. Financial risks. Internal financial risks can range from mismanagement of budgets and cash flows to inaccurate financial reporting. A company with poor cost control measures may find itself in financial distress. External risks, market risks, fluctuations in interest rates, exchange rates, and commodity prices can impact a business. A multinational company exporting goods may see its profit margins erode due to unfavorable exchange rate movements. Regulatory risks. Changes in laws and regulations can force companies to adapt their operations quickly. For example, new environmental regulations may require a manufacturing firm to invest in costly pollution control equipment. Competitive risks. The entry of new competitors, loss of market share, or the introduction of disruptive technologies by rivals are common external risks. A traditional taxi firm face a significant threat from the rise of ride-sharing services. To identify risks effectively, organizations can use techniques such as brainstorming sessions with employees from different departments, conducting interviews with key stakeholders, and analyzing historical data for trends and patterns. 3. Assess risks. Once risks are identified, they need to be assessed in terms of their likelihood of occurrence and potential impacts on the organization. Likelihood assessment. Determine how likely it is for each identified risk to materialize. This can be done on a qualitative scale, such as low, medium, or high, or using more quantitative methods, like probability percentages. For example, the likelihood of a major earthquake disrupting a company's operations in a region with a low seismic activity history may be considered low. Impact assessment. Evaluate the potential impact of each risk on the organization. This could include financial losses, damage to reputation, disruption of operations, or loss of customers. A data breach in a company that handles sensitive customer information can have a severe impact on its reputation, leading to a loss of customer trust and potential legal liabilities. By plotting risks on a matrix based on likelihood and impact, organizations can prioritize which risks require immediate attention and which can be monitored. High likelihood and high impact risks should be at the top of the priority list. 4. Develop risk response strategies. For each significant risk, Develop appropriate response strategies. There are four main types of risk responses. Avoidance. If a risk is too high and the potential impact is unacceptable, the organization may choose to avoid it altogether. For example, a company considering expansion into a politically unstable country may decide to abandon the idea to avoid the risks associated with political unrest, such as expropriation of assets or sudden changes in regulations. Mitigation. This involves taking actions to reduce the likelihood or impact of a risk. A construction company may mitigate the risk of project delays due to bad weather by scheduling flexible work timings, investing in weather-resistant equipment, and having contingency plans for alternative construction methods. Transfer the risk to another party, typically through insurance or outsourcing. A manufacturing company transfer the risk of product liability to an insurance company by purchasing product liability insurance. Outsourcing certain non-core functions can also transfer risks associated with those functions to the outsourcing partner. Acceptance. In some cases, the organization may choose to accept the risk, especially if the cost of mitigation or transfer is higher than the potential impact of the risk. However, even when accepting a risk, it should be carefully monitored to ensure that the situation does not deteriorate. 5. Implement and monitor the plan. Once the risk management plan, including response strategies, is developed, it needs to be implemented across the organization. This requires clear communication to all employees, providing necessary training on risk-related procedures, and allocating appropriate resources. Regular monitoring of the risk management plan is essential. Risks can evolve over time. New risks may emerge, and the effectiveness of response strategies needs to be evaluated. Use key risk indicators (KRIs) to track the status of risks. For example, in a financial institution, the ratio of non-performing loans can be a KRI4 credit risk. Based on the monitoring results, make adjustments to the risk management plan as needed. If a mitigation strategy is not effectively reducing the likelihood or impact of a risk, new measures may need to be developed. In conclusion, building an effective risk management plan is an ongoing process that requires careful planning, continuous monitoring, and adaptation. By following these steps, organizations can be better prepared to face uncertainties and position themselves for long-term success.